Hey everyone, the Super Vader 400 here, back for another retro review. This is my short overview and review of the entire Unreal Tournament series franchise. This is also my thoughts on the upcoming Unreal Tournament game. My short thoughts on that video game. But first, I'm going to start off with the original Unreal series. Um, I have been a huge fan of the Unreal series since the early, or I think since the late 2000s, when since the mid to late 2000s when um Raiden from Mortal Kombat guest starred in the Xbox exclusive Unreal Championship 2, the Liandry conflict, which I consider to be one of the best Xbox games of all time. I think it's even better than the very popular Halo and Halo 2. Um, this got me into the Unreal Tournament series. When I first played Unreal Championship, the Liandry conflict, but because of the way Unreal Championship 2 played, I thought this video game was some kind of action. I thought it was some kind of action game, but when I played it, it was a unique it was a unique first third person shooter type. It was a third person shooter type game, and this right here got me into the franchise, and I learned about the whole Unreal universe. This Unreal universe, and how this video game and another game for the Dreamcast that I remember playing back in the 90s called Quake. This video game and the Dreamcast exclusive called Quake. Both of these games pioneered the deathmatch genre in first person shooting games, and you see that all over the place now in other modes. Instead of a run and gun type game or some kind of science fiction action adventure type, some kind of adventure type plot. No, Unreal Championship, on the Unreal series, and of course Quake. Um, these both of these series are about death matches, are about players competing in death matches. Only instead of fighters like Mortal Kombat, Tekken, Soul Calibur, and Street Fighter, instead of fighters, these are first-person shooters. But instead of being adventure games, they're combat games. And you have several modes like deathmatch, which is just a normal fight to the death. Then you have other modes like domination and capture the flag, which are both similar to soccer and football respectively, except there's shooting, fighting, and death involved. When you get killed, you quickly respawn. And the fight continues until the time limit is up, and whoever has the most kills wins the round. That's the rules of Unreal Tournament and Quake Quake. The Unreal series is set in the future. The first game is set in the present. Features it sets the tone for the entire Unreal series. It features a battle between the Na'vi and the Scar, two alien races that devastates and destroys most of the land, forcing sponsors to create a no holds bar tournament called the Unreal Tournament. The I think his name is Xander, the robot Xander is the tournament champion, but he is dethroned by a African American tournament competitor named Malcolm, who leads a team called Thunder Crash, Thunder Crash, Thunder Crash to dethrone Xander, and he becomes the new champion. Like I said, the Unreal series is vastly similar to other first-person shooters, Tekken, Mortal Kombat, and even when we get to Unreal Championship 2, the Liandry conflict is similar to Soul Calibur and Mega Man. The first four series, the first four games in the series, Unreal Tournament 2003, which is also Unreal Championship on the Xbox, and of course, Unreal Tournament 2004. These were first person shooters. I think Unreal. I love all the games in the series, but I think Unreal Tournament 2004, Unreal Championship, which could also be titled Unreal Tournament 2005 because it takes place after Unreal Tournament 2004. It was released in 2005. Um, and finally, Unreal Tournament 3, which could also be called Unreal Tournament 2007 because it was released in 2007 and it takes place sometime after Unreal Championship 2. And like I said, I was going to give my short thoughts on the upcoming game. The upcoming game. Um, I'm gonna do that later. I'm gonna finish this series first. So yeah, like I said, I think Unreal Tournament 2004, Unreal Championship 2, the Leandria conflict, Unreal Tournament 3, and final Unreal Tournament 3, in my opinion, are the best games in the Unreal Tournament series. Unreal Tournament series. I own Unreal Championship. I own Unreal Championship for the Xbox three for the original Xbox. I I tracked down. I bought an original Xbox so I could play this game. This game and the sequel, Unreal Championship, the Leandrian Conflict, are not available for are not compatible with the Xbox 360 without the uses of patches. So I just bought an original Xbox first just to play this awesome game, and this game is awesome. Story, action, a large and colorful cast of characters. My only criticism from this game is it's not as graphically while this game has superb graphics, it's not as graphically as good as the sequel or the PC port of this video game, Unreal Tournament 2003. Unreal Tournament 2003, despite that game being released in 2003, that game still looks good today, despite being released in 2003. Another thing I don't like about this game has a storyline, but it doesn't have much of a story. I also hate the fact that the main characters of the game, pretty much Malcolm, um, Malka, Brock, and I keep forgetting the female fighter's name, but they're featured. They're featured in the intro, and they're the main characters. Also, the antagonists of the game, Gorg and them, they're not playable. Actually, I think Gorg and them are playable. But yeah, the three main characters, they're the champions. They're the main characters of of Unreal Tournament series, but they're not playable in this version of an Unreal Tournament. So I kind of hated that. But right here, this is an awesome game. You have normal single player mode, deathmatch, survival mode, and survival mode, and capture the flag. Capture the flag. I think I love all the modes. I think deathmatch mode and survival mode are the best. Are the best deathmatch mode. That's just a one-on-one fight. Whoever gets the most kills in several minutes wins. You got capture the flag. Whoever captures the most flags in whoever captures the most flags wins the fight. This is much more challenging than deathmatch. Then of course the next one is survival. This is this is an endurance game where it's all about survival. Most kills, the goal is to not only kill but survive in a amount of minutes. Whoever survives the most and has the most kills when it's over wins the fight. This mode is also cool because once you finish off someone, especially in group settings where you have to where multiple fighters are fighting each other, when you shoot someone, when you shoot and kill someone, it'll say your next opponent in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The round begins. It's so awesome, man. Yeah, that was the original one, Unreal Championship. Also, the characters. Let's say you got a lot of awesome characters in this game. I love all the characters in Unreal Tournaments. My favorite gameplay-wise are the human characters. They're the underdogs, and they're like the best fighters in the game. First off, you got, like I mentioned, you got Malcolm's team, Thunder Crash. Then you also got the Juggernauts, these big muscular guys in armor, led by the Savage Gorg. and of who is the main antagonist of the game. And he's on the. I don't have the actual cover. I ordered this off the internet, but on the cover of this game, he's on the cover. He's on the cover. Then of course you got who else is in this game? Who else is in this awesome video game? Oh yes. Then of course you got I keep forgetting what his team is called, but you got Romulus and Remus, Sapphire, and of course a young Sobek who appears as I keep forgetting what their team is called, but they're on the cover of the Unreal Tournament 2003 series. So like I said, those are the best characters in the games. The aliens, they're powerful, but they're too damn slow, man. They're too damn slow, and all that power is not as good if I don't have the speed to catch you, man. So yeah, and like I said, awesome, man. Since this is a shooter, some of the most badass, destructive, futuristic guns and gory, insane violence I've ever seen, man. Then of course, there was a expansion and sequel of this called Unreal Tournament 2004, which I hope to get someday. I hope to get the Unreal Tournament Anthology version so I can get not only Unreal Tournament 2004, but the original Unreal Tournament and Unreal Tournament 2000 and Unreal and the original Unreal Tournament, and finally Unreal Tournament 3, the PC port, which is much better, which is graphically superior to this. Then yeah, in the expansion pack, not only does it add more characters, it also adds more vehicles. So that's a sequel and expansion. That's widely considered to be the best Unreal Tournament game of all time. Unreal Tournament 2004. And like I said, the series started in the first Unreal Tournament game, where the first Unreal game is not even a tournament game, it's just Unreal. So like I said, it's a battle between the Scar and the Nali, and you play some prisoner. But this game right here was the first in the series. It also introduced the very popular Unreal Engine series, which is used by a bunch of other games. So not only Epic Games, the creator of Unreal series, and the Gears of War franchise, not only did they create the video game series, they also created the engines these various video games like Mortal Kombat and the now Street Fighter and Tekken series use now. So like I said, this was the first season, and it leads right directly into Unreal Tournament, and I told you the plot of Unreal Tournament. Since the Nali and Scar War devastated most of the earth, um the Leandry Corporation sponsors a no holds bars tournament between various competitors, and Xander, the robot champion, the champion who's a robot, was champion for several years before being dethroned by Malcolm, leader of the team Thunder Crash. And then of course it continues and it continues in Unreal Championship 2003, where I think Brock and the other women, they get killed. They get killed, and this leads directly to the events of Unreal Championship 2, the Leandry conflict. Like I said, this game right here is my opinion, the best game on the original Xbox. Like I said, I tracked down an original Xbox, just to play both of these games right here, because both of these games were not compatible with the Xbox unless you had a patch, unless you had a specific thing called a patch. I didn't want to go through all that. I didn't want to go through all that hoops just to play an older video game. So I just got the original I just got original Xbox and decided to play. And like I said, this game is awesome. Whereas, like I said, the earlier games were first-person shooters. This game right here is a third-person shooter, but you can switch it back to a first-person shooter. This video game also not only does it this game also added hand-to-hand melee style combat and weapons combat, pretty much taken from the Soul Calibur series. This series also added wall jumping, similar to the Mega Man X series, or I think that was in the original Mega Man. I can't remember, but it was definitely in the Mega Man X series. It's similar to wall jumping, and finally, Mortal Kombat, this video game has coup de grace, which are fatalities. When you stun a guy with your stinger type gun, if you put in the right, if you lock on to you with the target and put in the right combination, your character will perform a fatality on what's his name. And then Shao Kahn, I think he's the announcer in this video game. Also, for like I said, further influence from Mortal Kombat. It was a co-production between this and Midway, and between Epic and Midway, and finally Raiden guest stars in this video game. So like I said, it was Mortal Kombat that got me into this series. Raiden stars in this video game. And like, if you look at the cover right here, it has the same comic book artwork that the 6th generation Mortal Kombat video games had. And as you can see, I love the cast in this game. On the cover here, you got on the right, right here on the left, right here on the right here on the right here, you got the main antagonist of the game, Anubis. Then on the left right here, you got the main protagonist of the game, Anubis. Then on the left right here, you got the main antagonist of the game, his former fiance, Selkit. And as you can tell by the cover, this video game is a science fiction Egypt type storyline. Science fiction futuristic Egypt type storyline. It's set in a futuristic Egyptian society, and the plot revolves around the Liandry complex sponsoring a tournament, and Selkit wants to enter the tournament for the power of the scepter to rule the world. It is up to Anubis to enter the tournament to stop her. To do this, he cooperates with a former Legionnaire. This is the Legionnaires are pretty much this series versions of Jedi. This series versions of Jedi, led by Sobek, a character from the previous Unreal games. He teams up with him to fight his way through the tournament. Throughout the tournament, he encounters other characters like the returning Sapphire from the previous game, except in this game she just wears shirts, a jean mini skirt, and boots. She doesn't have her armor on like she did in the previous one. Brock returns as a zombie. So does the female's character from Malcolm's team, who I can't remember. She returns as a Necrus zombie. There's also this big juggernaut looking warrior whose name also escapes me at the moment. Like I said, this is just a short overview of the franchise. I will do a longer review going more into detail with the plot and characters. Then of course you got the other minor antagonists of the game that the characters have to overcome. You got the Scar, you got the Scar and the 2 Scar warriors whose name escapes me at the moment. Then of course you also have, what is that other guy's name? Oh yeah, Opophis, the associate of Selkit. Opophis, who was a downloadable content character, so I can never get that character. Then also returning are Malcolm and also the Savage Gorg. So yeah, which brings to the only thing I do not like about this game. This video game, like I said, has a cool in-depth story campaign mode, which I think was pretty cool. That was something that was missing from the previous Unreal games. This game has a cool story mode and several one-player modes like Deathmatch, Capture the Flag, Survival, Domination, which is a soccer like game, which is a soccer like deathmatch game, and many more. And like I said, I think that's pretty I think that's pretty cool. So lots of modes and lots of stuff to do in this game. What I do not like about this game is characters like Raiden, Malcolm, and Gorg. You have to go through these hard challenges to get them in. Like I said, you have to go through these tough challenges to unlock those characters, man. And like I said, the challenges are hard, especially one especially the first challenge where first off you have to play as the Scar. Then you're down by several kills and somehow have to get a lot of kills in a short amount of time. in a short amount of time to move on to the next challenge. Like I said, I hate playing as the aliens and Scar and robots in this game because they are so freaking slow. They're powerful, but they're so slow. They're good as antagonists. I like fighting them and overcoming them. I do not like playing as them. So that's the only thing I don't like about this game. And I'm still playing this game, trying to beat those challenges today. And like I said, replaying the story mode and other stuff. So like I said, I love how this game came up with a cinematic storyline and graphics. Some of the best graphics I've seen. It still holds up today. Still holds up today. One of the best looking games on the Xbox, on the original Xbox. Like I said, I consider it like one the not only one of the best Unreal games, but one of the best video games on the original Xbox. Well, like I said, this was Unreal, the Unreal series. Next is hold on. Next is well, I don't know where the package is, but the next series on this list is the next series on this list is Unreal Tournament 3. The next video game on this series, I don't know where my tiny yellow package is, but the next video game on this series is um, next video game on this series is Unreal Tournament 3. Yeah, like I said, I hate these GameStop cases, man. I hate these GameStop cases, but what can you do? And it was cheap anyway. This is Unreal Tournament 3. Um, like I said, this is the final game. This is the final game so far in the series. And like I said, along with the Unreal Tournament 2004 Unreal Championship, I think these are the best video games of all time. This is the best looking of the series. This is the best looking video game of the series since it was on the Xbox 360. And in my opinion, this video game right here is one of the best shooters of one of the best and most underrated shooters of the 7th generation. It was overlooked by Halo and Call of Duty and the other epic series, Gears of War. Come to think of it, some people can accuse this series of being a ripoff of the Gears of War franchise, of being a ripoff of the Gears of War franchise, despite being from the same creator. The main character in this video game, Reaper, I think that's his name, looks just like Mark from the Gears of War series. But I think this series and Unreal series is way better than the Gears of War series. This series right here is pretty awesome too. This series right here is pretty awesome. This series right here is pretty awesome. This video game is pretty awesome. Too, it has all the previous modes from it has all the previous modes: deathmatch, capture the flag, and many more from the previous video games. But from the previous games, which is cool. But the one thing I love about this game is the new small but colorful cast of characters. And finally the cool cinematic storyline. I also like how this is the first game in a while since the very first Unreal Tournament to not feature the tournament itself, despite the fact it's called Unreal Tournament 3. This video game is about a group of Ronin who are in war with a antagonist, I think called the Necrus. The what was it called again? Hold on. Yeah, the Necrus. The Necrus, led by Necrus Queen. The story centers around main character leader of a team called Ronin named Reaper, who leads a team of himself, an African American named Othelio, his younger sister Jester, and a religious zealot, an overly religious zealot named Bishop, who appears to be the most popular character in the game, because I see most people quoting him when people talk about this video game. Like I said, in a battle, and Malcolm returning from the previous Unreal Tournament games in a battle with the Necrus, led by, I keep forgetting the Necrus Queen game, who is Ronin is out for blood because the Necrus slaughtered many of his men, like I said, and what's his name. I love this game for the unique ending, which features Malcolm, who is usually hailed as a hero for dethroning Xander and becoming champion in this video game, betrays the team and has everyone killed except Reaper, and the video game ends with the robots approaching Reaper and Reaper jumping in the air, and the video game ends there. This is where I said I hope this is where I'm going to talk about Unreal Tournament, the next Unreal Tournament game now, because the events from here should lead up into that game. But before I get to that, there's also an expansion pack which adds even more stuff, including a third-person view similar to Unreal Championship 2, the Leandri conflict. This video game is awesome. It has everything from the previous game. It has hoverboards. It has cool, awesome guns. It also has vehicle combat, returning from Unreal Tournament 2004. Like I said, the story mode. As for the new game, there's not much known from the new game other than that. This video game will be centered around a war between the Scar and Nali. It will also feature all the modes, deathmatch mode, capture the flag, and many more from the previous games. But there's no news on the heroes or the characters in the game. Like I said, I hope Reaper and Malcolm return to this video game to settle their feud after the events of Unreal Tournament 3. Well, like I said, this was my short overview of the Unreal Tournament series and my thoughts on the upcoming Unreal Tournament game. Alright, the Super Vader 400 out. I'm going to do solo long, more in-depth reviews of each video game. Alright, the Super Vader 400 out.